You can start.
Hi, with me I have Mr. Anurag Gupta from Seahorse Air Limited, and it's a very novel concept. Have you heard of a thing called seaplane? No? So Mr. Gupta is going to tell us all about this magnificent beast out there.
Hi, so we are building the world's first vertical takeoff and landing seaplane. We are at the same time building the world's first non-electric VTOL. So this is the first VTOL ever in the world that does not use batteries, doesn't use an electric propulsion system. We use a different propulsion method called hydraulics. And we partner Flowcopter, which is a company based in Scotland, who have invented this technology that allows hydraulic propulsion to be used for very high speed rotation of propellers. So this is a product that is only meant to fly very low over sea. So we fly only at 30 feet high, which is the height of this particular hall, and never fly over land. We can land on land which is next to the sea, so we can land on a beach or ground or pebbles, or even on a building that is next to the beach, or we can land on a ship. But we will not land by going deeper inside the land. And when we take off from that piece of land, we will never go towards land, we will only go towards the sea. The purpose of flying it only at 30 feet height is to keep people safe. So we have a lot of safety built in, including airbags below each seat. Of course, there will be standard seat belts and a life vest that has to be always worn. But if the plane falls freely from our operating height, even then people will not die. So its safety is more like that of cars. And the seat belts and the airbags below the seat will keep people from having a serious injury. So this is meant to carry 5 passengers for a distance of up to 450 kilometers at a speed of 150 kilometers an hour. And our first place where we intend to launch it is Maldives.
So, do you already have partnerships, strategic partnerships in Maldives, which is why you're launching out there?
We have strategic partners in Maldives, and we expect to have the first flying prototypes operating in Maldives as a demonstration by July of this year.
So the prototype is under construction right now.
Its prototype is right now partly built in Scotland. It will be taken to Maldives by June and shown in July.
And when do you think we in India can actually witness this?
I have no idea. India is a very difficult market when it comes to talking to the government and regulations. It's not an easy market to even get a meeting with someone here. It's too big a market for us to look at.
So in the Maldives, where you all intend beginning operations, will it be a piloted operation or unmanned?
It will be always a piloted operation when it is carrying passengers. We have an unmanned mode when it goes at night to fetch any cargo like supplies, etc. for a resort. So we are fully autonomous in flight. We don't need a pilot, but if passengers are there, we need the pilot for the comfort of passengers and to handle any emergencies. Also, when we fly low during our normal operations carrying passengers at 30 feet, we will encounter several boats on the way. They'll be higher than 30 feet. There will be sail masts of some boats. There will be liners, etc., which may come in the way. And a pilot is essential to spot those and to either sidestep them or to go above them. Because there is still no good way anywhere in the world to avoid those obstacles in an automobile. So for passenger carrying operations, safety is of immense importance. So we need to make sure that there is an alert pilot and we'll only operate during daytime for passengers so that those obstacles can be easily spotted.
But don't most of these drones and modern day aircraft have a traffic collision avoidance system inbuilt any which ways inherently?
Yes, they do, but only for that traffic which emits the right signals that are provisioned. but a boat is not going to emit those signals. Therefore, we will be blind to the boat if we are going by electronic signatures that are emitted. Other aircrafts will, so you will avoid those collisions. That we will also avoid. But we are not flying at the height at which those other aircrafts are operating. So we never fly in the ATC controlled airspace at all. 30 feet is not controlled by ATC.
The configuration we see is at 5 seats. Now, do you think this configuration is flexible, or that is something that you all are definitely doing? Like if you all want to have more cargo instead of passengers, like a cargo aircraft, just have one seat for the pilot, or probably two, and the rest would be absolutely.
We have several configurations. One configuration is for 5 people where there is a pilot and 4 passengers. We always have to take care that our total provision weight is not exceeded. So we may have situations where there is a very heavy passenger, for instance, or passengers are carrying too much baggage. In that case, so in all cases, we have a weighing machine and we weigh all the bags and all the passengers. We actually charge by weight here. We charge by weight and number of kilometers traveled.
So you all won't charge per passenger?
No, it's not a per passenger charge, it's a weight related charge. So if we find that our weight budget is exceeded with 4 passengers and their bags, we will not carry a 5th passenger. That's all that there is to it. And we have an ambulance version where there is only a pilot and a stretcher. So there is no space left anyway for a seat. We expect a fully autonomous cargo mode at night for night flights, because we'll be operating in Maldives, and from a resort somebody may want to travel all the way to 200 kilometers to Malé to fetch provisions.
Apart from Maldives, what do you think are the next emerging markets for you guys?
Maldives is the most developed market for this. It may seem strange, but it's a very tiny country, but it is the largest seaplane user in the world by a long margin. No other country uses so many seaplanes as Maldives does, and as a result they need more seaplanes. But we are not going to compete with the current seaplane industry there. Our intent is to not sort of collide or compete with that industry. We are finding a lot of other niches where seaplanes are needed, because Maldives is built like that. Maldives is 99% sea and 1% land. So there are so many situations where such seaplanes are needed. It is like a taxi there for that particular geography. And there isn't any other geography in the world which is exactly similar, maybe except Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep used to be at one time a part of Maldives, even politically. So Lakshadweep is just above Maldives. From Lakshadweep, southernmost tip to Maldives' northernmost tip is just 125 kilometers of distance. So you can actually hop over with this. That is an identical topology, but much smaller. Lakshadweep is quite a bit smaller than Maldives is. So that is one similar topology. Any island geography, Andamans, etc. is all fine, except that there isn't enough tourist infrastructure there to make commercial use of something like this. Nor is there in Lakshadweep for that matter. The tourism infrastructure is yet to develop, and it's a chicken and egg story. If you don't have a good transport mechanism, then it won't develop either. But a lot of the world which has coasts, long coastlines, a lot of islands, all those are candidates. So good part of the world is our customer base, including India's vast coastline. India has the world's largest continuously inhabited coastline, and we believe we will at some point in the future play a big role in Udan along India's coastline because of the unique capabilities that we have.
When you decided to be part of this expo, what were you actually looking forward to?
We were invited to participate in the expo. That's why we are here. We are not looking for any business in the immediate future in India. We will be actually completely tied up and busy in Maldives for the next 2 years. We don't have any ability to serve any other market in the next year.
So it's a brand building exercise for you guys?
No, as I said, we were invited to come here. And once we are here, we are showing what we can do. That's all.
It's wonderful. Lovely to see what you have out
We will be
there.
demonstrating this 1:10 scale model.